Hey everyone, this is the December 16th Spiral Abyss, and I'm doing this a little bit differently. Normally I record my commentary live as I'm doing it, but I made this video, I recorded this footage really late at night, so I'm actually doing the voiceover after having already recorded this video. So it's a little bit different, my commentary seems a little different, that's why. Yeah, so for this chamber, I initially tried doing a Venti Hexarray party with Fischl, Mavuika, and Bennett, and that didn't do it. That wasn't pulling it off. I tried switching out Mavuika with Xiangling. I tried switching out Bennett with Xiangling, and it just wasn't cutting it, you know. And I tried throwing in other shredders. I tried throwing in Shallonen. So the Hexarray thing just wasn't working out for me. I guess I just don't have a powerful enough team, and also I feel like they specifically tailored this challenge to having Durin, because Durin is on the banner, he is a new character, and the bonus is off-field pyro damage, so like everything just lines up to have a Durin Venti Hexarray duo basically on this half. But I don't have Durin, so I decided to go with I changed my Venti back to his swirl build, back to the elemental mastery build. Surprisingly, the new signature actually works better than what I was using before, which was the stringless. So I just changed him to 4-piece Viridescent Veneer, and then yeah, all EM, all elemental mastery. And then I decided to go with Mavuika, Citlali, because Citlali does also have Pyro Shred inner kit, plus she shields, so I don't need a healer on this team, and she also does damage, and there's also melt reaction, which is nice, or reverse melt, whichever it is, I'm not sure. And originally I had Bennett on this team as well, and I was able to take them all the way to the last chamber, to chamber 3, and his pyro application just wasn't cutting it for that new boss. So that's why I had to switch out, I had to restart and switch out with Xiangling, because she has a lot more pyro application. Now this half can be pretty tricky too. Varesa is my only plunge DPS that I have. I know there's Xiao. I also have Xiangling, but my Xiangling is C0, and she's not really great as a main DPS, even when I put, like, you know, Desert Pavilion Chronicle on her. So I tried a wide variety of different Varesa teams here. I also actually experimented with a Skirk team, a Skirk Freeze team, and surprisingly that actually worked out until I got to the second chamber, because then you have the Hydro Phantasms, and then your Hydro characters aren't really contributing enough damage to it. So yeah, like if you do use a freeze team here though, it's funny because you could actually freeze these guys before they get their shield up and kill them. But yeah, instead I decided to go with Varesa Overload with Chevy, and that got me the best results. I actually tried it with Ian-san too, because I know Ian-san synergizes with Varesa, but my Ian-san is just not up to snuff. So I actually had better results here with Shogun, because then when Varesa's skill, when her plunge skill is on cooldown, and I don't get lucky enough with the sack fragments cooldown ending, I could use Shogun's burst in between to keep up the DPS, so that ended up working out. So yeah, I cleared that. I actually tried some like Geo teams and some other really weird and atypical teams on that half too, but the Varesa Overload team was what I got the best results on. So here we go. I think this is actually take 2 for this chamber, because if I remember, I think like I didn't kill both the Kairagis on the same time when I first tried this. Something like that. It was just like a little snag in the I was just like, that wastes time, you know, when you have to kill them separately. So I ended up restarting this. And I forgot to mention that I actually reconfigured party like probably at least 30 times. I tried so many different parties, because I did so many different permutations of the Venti Hexarray team, and then as I had mentioned already, I tried so many permutations of the Varesa team, and then I tried Freeze on that half, so yeah. At this point I had already been playing like 3 hours one day, and then I started again, I decided to tackle it again the next day, and so it took me like maybe about just under an hour, so I probably total around 4 hours total just to clear this abyss, just because I did so much experimentation. This chamber is pretty straightforward. As long as you have the DPS, as long as you can kill the Kairagis on time, there's not really many gimmicks on this one. This one, like, you don't even really need a bow character, because he doesn't really go up in the sky unless you take really long, so Now these guys are a little bit trickier, so this is where you need, you need a lot of damage and you need res shred, basically. Some kind of res shred or some kind of damage boost. It's really just straightforward DPS test. And then also, like I mentioned, they have immunity to Hydro, so certain team comps are less ideal, let's just put it that way for this one, because if you have Hydro, anything that involves Hydro, they're not going to be contributing a whole lot of damage, since these guys are Hydro immune. Oh yeah, and I think these guys, someone correct me if I'm wrong, but I also think that these guys sap energy. I think they like have a mechanic that sucks some of the energy, but I could be wrong about that. I just felt like, it felt like my ults kept discharging a little bit when I was using other teams. Here you won't really see that just because I have Shogun with me, so she's like really good at keeping everyone charged up. So yeah, pretty straight. This floor is pretty straightforward. And I'm always happy, I'm always glad when I get to use Chevreuse, because she's such a niche support, but she's so cool with the, you know, with the musket and everything. So I actually like it when I get to use Chevreuse. This Varesa is C0, and I'm using Sac Fragments. I do not have her signature. And then I forgot what set I'm using. I think I'm using Obsidian Codex or one of those Natlan sets on her. And yeah, I actually tried using like Varesa, more of a hyper carry team. Like I had Xiangling and then Ian-san, but like that didn't really work out. I did need more of the overload. Okay, so this is a new boss, and I haven't even fought him in the overworld, to be honest. This was my first time fighting it, and I didn't realize that I needed so much pyro application. He's basically like the opposite, like the inverse of that one cryo boss. Or I guess I should say the equivalent of that cryo boss, but for pyro, that cryo boss in Natlan, where basically he has a phase. You see that little meter. When that thing fills up, he gets a cryo shield, and then that meter will slowly go down. But what you want to do is break this cryo shield as quickly as possible, and then he'll go stunned. So he should stun right here. Boom. Yep. So that's why Xiangling is really helpful. Really helpful for this boss, because she could get a lot of pyro application, and it synergizes. Well, actually, it doesn't synergize, because the Leyline buff is only for elemental skill, not for elemental burst. Although Guoba was very useful. I have to admit, Guoba, even when she didn't have her burst up, just having Guoba there to do a pyro application was really helpful. So, not that he was doing a lot of damage, but it helps to, you know, increase the elemental gauge, I guess, for pyro. So yeah, and then Venti again. I'm using him with VV, so he has like swirl support, basically shred support.
Time for takeoff.
And then Citlali again. No healer necessary. Shield is strong enough, and she has that. I forgot if it's part of her passive or if it's in one of the talents where she shreds pyro and I think it's pyro and cryo. I want to say.
There is no escape.
Okay, so this guy can be. I don't know, the gimmick is pretty straightforward. I mean, most people have probably fought this local legend, the overworld, so they already know. Do the plunging attacks to break down the shield. The thing though is that you need to do a lot of DPS here when he doesn't have the shield up, and you also have to make sure you time your jumps. Yeah, when he's doing this especially. Yeah, because if you don't time this correctly, or have a very good shield, like if you don't have Zhongli or something, or Layla, those interrupts can make a huge difference. If you keep getting interrupted and damaged, you know, if you have to keep getting your healer out, or if you keep getting knocked back by those gravity fields, it makes a huge difference in interrupting your DPS, basically. So yeah, this one's basically pretty straightforward gimmick, and then just DPS check, really. I forgot if there's some advantage to having Geo here, because I know that when this boss features in some of the challenges, they recommend Geo. I forgot if like he takes more Geo damage or something like that, or if his shield takes more Geo damage. I don't remember, but I know a lot of times the in-game tooltips will recommend Geo for this guy. There we go. And that's it. That was the December 16th Spiral Abyss. Thanks for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and let me know what teams you use to clear this abyss. Or, if you haven't cleared it yet, let me know what you're finding difficult, what you're finding challenging. Thanks again. Take care. Bye. Have fun.